Hello everybody, welcome to Project Beauty, where we talk about project planning and everything beauty related. My name is Jen. I apologize for the mess here, but this is like Halloween costume stuff, and I'm prepping for my Halloween costumes for the end of December, end of October. So I will have a bunch of stuff in the background, probably quite often, but I wanted to do an update for Eyes Project Pan, which is Enjoy Your Eyeshadows. And it was created by Deb from Deb B, and it's one of my very favorite projects. And I will definitely be continuing on with this for a long time. I hope she does too, and if not, I'm still going to do my own situation. And I'm also going to be incorporating this kind of style in other areas of my life. So I have already done this, and I'm continuing to do this kind of same idea with lipsticks right now, and I'm doing that with Sonia from Makeup Obsessed XO, and we're basically trying to use the stuff in our collection, do a no buy, and also enjoy what we already own. And I want to do that same kind of thing with my eyeshadows. I started that December last year, and then Deb created this project for January and all of 2024, and I hope she brings us back, because I would like to continue to do this project. And like I said, if she does not, I will continue to do it in my own, just as I did before. But I just love what she did with it, and I hope she's coming back on YouTube soon, because a lot of my girlies, I haven't seen them, and I'm really missing their faces on here. I do see them in other ways, but I miss watching their YouTube videos. So basically this runs from January the 4th to December the 31st of 2024, and there are monthly updates on the 4th of every month, and then you just select whatever you want to use for the year and then share it with everybody. You can either pre-pick, you can pick later, like as the month goes on, and just use what you want throughout the month and then talk about it. You can set any kind of goals you want. It doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't even matter if you reach those goals. So last month I had brought in excuse me, for September I brought in the Adept Cosmetics eyeshadow palette in the Legend of Ardra, and this is one of the newer Adept Cosmetics eyeshadow palettes to me. Now I can't fully immerse myself in eyeshadows right now, because I am wearing my Pan That palette for the year, and I really love it. I love the way that it looks on my eyes. I love the way it performs. I love the way that it wears. Is a Pat McGrath mini, and it's just a wonderful, wonderful palette. I now have 3 shades left in that palette. If you haven't seen that, please go ahead and watch my previous update. But my goal now is to use everything that I can in that palette, especially until the shimmer is gone. But I can still use toppers, but I still have to use that shade every single day. Whether I do a full lid with it or a partial lid with it, I have to use it every single time I do my eyeshadow. But I have been using some of the shades in the Legend of Ardra eyeshadow palette with, so I have paired it with a couple of the more goldy kind of shades in here, and then I have also paired it with a few I think I actually paired it with the one called Mendora, which is a little like a purpley shade, which is strange because it's kind of like a copper shade, but the other shades that were shimmers in the palette were purples, and I also paired them with this too. But this is an absolutely stunning eyeshadow palette. It's really gorgeous. I'm not sure how well you're going to be able to see the shifts. Maybe if I can reduce the light here, maybe you'll be able to see the shifts better. Probably not. But it's really beautiful. I love it a lot, and I've been super enjoying it, and I don't really want to put it away, but I have to just for a little bit longer, just a little bit longer. And then the other one I brought in was the Essence Nothing Compares to Nude eyeshadow palette, which is new to my collection as well, and it's $4.99 Canadian for this palette. And the reason I got this is because I wanted to get something that had the neutral kind of shades, like the brow bone shade and the crease shade, and then some like other beautiful like sort of shimmery kind of eyeshadows. They don't have to perform like the most incredibly well, but I just wanted something for when I travel that's something teeny tiny, and this is literally the size of my palm, so this is perfect. And $4.99 is like cheaper than buying one eyeshadow from MAC, even though MAC has the best performing eyeshadows. But this is a really great palette, and for the $4.99 price, it does exactly what I needed to do. So I have enjoyed both of those, but I have also unknowingly brought in the One Size palette. This is the Visionary, Patrick Star Visionary eyeshadow palette. This is the first eyeshadow palette that him and his brand ever came up with. And I have been hemming and hawing on whether to part with this. I am going to hang on to it for a very brief period longer because of a lot of the neutral shades that are in here. And then also this beautiful dark black outer corner shade. I'm not a super fan of, for example, like these shimmers. These are just, they're just like they're good, don't get me wrong. Well, they're okay, I should say. They're right there. But it's not something that is like a hole in my collection. I have a plethora of options of those colors. And I'll show you one or two more. This one here too. Those ones are really beautiful and not something I really gravitate toward, but really beautiful when I use this palette. But the other ones are just like I have them in other palettes. I even now have them in this little teeny tiny. But I will hang on to it a little longer for the neutral shades. But it is something I'm considering about decluttering in the future. Now we'll talk to you about what I'm bringing in for October, which is so much fun. Again, I am still using my Pan That palette. I'll show you where I'm at because I haven't really made much progress since I filmed that update, which was about a week ago. And it's still September. Today's September 30th. It is Truth and Reconciliation Day in Canada. So I have today off. And this is, all three of these shades are what is on my eye today. And then in the very inner corner of, on top of that copper shade, just a little bit is like a pinky coral eyeshadow. And that is from the Legend of Ardra eyeshadow palette. Or wait. Yep, it is. And then I have a stick from Laura Mercier, I believe, in the inner corner. That's something that's in another project. And then I just put some rhinestones, and then I have the Patrick Star and a Visionary eyeshadow palette setting my brow bone area. So I love the little gems, just something cute and small and fun, still catches the eye, still catches the light. Really love it. But again, I'm trying to use this shimmer shade right here. I'll swatch it next to these other ones. It's a really beautiful shade. You can see it's really stunning. And these kind of perform similarly. So it'll be nice to at least have these in my collection, but I need to make sure that what I'm pairing with it moving forward will go with this eyeshadow, if that makes sense. So the eyeshadow palettes that I'm going to be bringing in is the Natasha Denona Metropolis eyeshadow palette. I do have a kind of eyeshadow collection and declutter video coming out. It's mostly for declutter, but I didn't declutter a lot, so I did show quite a few of the palettes in my collection. And I noticed that I have actually quite a few more Natasha Denona eyeshadow palettes than I thought I did, and I haven't grabbed for one of them at all, I don't think, this year, except for the face palettes. So I'm bringing in a Metropolis because I feel like this would pair very nicely with the remaining colors in my Pan That palette. And I can also top, for example, with the gold shade. I can top with a little bit of this red shade. I can top with this kind of goldy shifting shade. They're very similar, those two, but one is darker and one is lighter. So those three. I also have a few coppery shades in there where this one is more like a apricot, like a burnt apricot, and this one's more of like a copper rust. So I have a lot in here that I can pair with that little trio. I guess there's trio now. It's making me so excited because I really don't have a long way to go. This one has a massive dip, and I know I will hit pan. I was actually hoping to hit pan today, September 30th, but I'm glad I didn't because I want to hit pan in October because that's what October update will be. So I'm just gonna have to keep pushing hard, and if I work hard enough, I may have to repress this soon because it's very hard to actually grab product on the brush now. And then this has a massive dip, not as much of a dip as the copper shade, but yeah, I'm happy, and I need to find things to work with that palette. So I've also decided to bring in the Kaleidos Club Nebula eyeshadow palette. This was created with Angelica Nyquist, and I wanted to try to bring something in that I feel like would be super complimentary, but also really fun for the month. So this one I thought would do very nicely. I've also been putting this shimmery shade on top of the shade that I have right now, something similar to the inner corner. So I know I can use this shade right here. I can also use this red in the outer portion if I want to really like warm up this look. And then there's also the Celestial one I can use in the inner corner, which is really beautiful. It's sort of like a pinky reddish iridescent shade. And then of course I have a ton of like other beautiful shades in here that I can use. So I think those will be really nicely are really nice to pair with that little trio now of eyeshadows that I have going for the Pen That palette. So that is everything that I have now. Sorry, I'm trying to press skip intro because I'm watching Dark in my ear here. I'm just kind of listening to the end and the beginning of this next episode, and the intro wouldn't skip. But anyways, I really love this project so much. Let me know in the comments if you're doing this or if you plan on doing this, if Deb brings this back next year, because I am jumping on board 100%. It has been a fabulous project. This year's been a little bit harder because I've been using the Pen That palette, and it really, really, really restricted me from using the other items in my collection. But it also showed me how long it takes to go through an eyeshadow and how little I have to buy moving forward. But I do like a lot of variety, and I do pass along palettes that don't serve me anymore to family and friends, so I make sure that they get good homes. But as you can see, I haven't used very many. This is the whole year, and I haven't used very many. Last year I had like 2 pages worth of eyeshadow palettes that I had used, and it was like bullets on each side, so it was like 2 lines worth of palettes, and this side is just usually like 1, with the exception of May. I had that was probably my best month. I had 4 eyeshadow palettes that I brought in, and March I had 4. Everything else has been like 2 or 1 or nothing, so it's been really slim pickings this year. But now that I'm dwindling down that little Pen That palette, I'll be able to bring in more shimmers, which makes me so excited. Okay, I hope you guys have a fabulous, fabulous day. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to hit that like button down below because it really helps out my channel. It takes 2 seconds to do, and it is free, so please do that for me. Leave a comment because I would love to talk to you guys in the comment section, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!